The billion-dollar poem is going to be something that's disruptive. It's going to capture something that when I'll kind of just like zoom out really quick, because I think if you look at a lot of the other arts, you already have examples of things that, maybe haven't quite reached billions of dollars, but have reached hundreds of millions for sure. I think you can see it in the music industry with the release of singles, going like platinum, double platinum, and things like that. You see it in the art industry. The person I think about, is like Banksy. And like, what's disruptive about Banksy is a couple of things, right? No one knows who Banksy is. Like, you get that, the anonymous factor. It's the social commentary, especially more of his more recent pieces have kind of taken up. It's the breaking of the status quo. Like, there was that one time, like, he had that one piece art that was released, and then as soon as it got released, it went through a shredder.
Yeah.
Which ironically makes it worth even more. You know what I mean? But it's worth more because it's disrupting what people are expecting from art, right? It's also the fact that, like, there are people that call the type of work that he does vandalism, because he's literally like marking up like public, it's like buildings and things. It's the basic, it's vandalism, it's graffiti, and some people are going to make the argument that, again, that's disrupted,
Yeah.
And so this billion-dollar poem is going to have to be also something that it can't play by the rules. It's not going to be a poem that is going to be published in a journal. It's not going to be a poem that is just sitting on someone's YouTube page. It's going to have to be something that takes what people perceive, not even what poetry can be, but maybe even just like what writing can be, and just completely subverts it.
Yeah. And the thing I would think about when I think about is like flexibility. It's like there has to be a contour to it that's like, it maybe lives in both the expected and inside like the unexpected, and kind of where like things like where right, like you wouldn't naturally think of like, oh, this is how I'm putting, because it's probably going to have to be the thing that creates whatever kind of new kind of way that you're thinking. Like, it has to be like probably the first of it. And I don't know what that thing is.
That's literally the thing. We literally can't know it, because once it's here, it's going to be very obvious. But until that moment, you don't know the thing until you see a thing, and then you can't help it. Oh, of course it's this thing.
Like, yeah, like of course it makes $1 billion, because like look at what this thing is. So it's like, yeah, it's like this idea that it has to do something that is so left field that it can entertain kind of the traditional space that maybe you're seeking poetry exists in, but then it's able to do something radical on the other side.
But the challenge with it is, the next point is, not only does it have to be disruptive, but it also has to be findable. Because it's not enough, like again, just using Banksy as an example, like if he just started off just putting it in like a dark alley that like no one goes down, who cares? Like it's not like it's never gonna start. Like, it's gonna have to be in a place where people can encounter it, which means that it can't just be. This is again why the poetry journal is not going to work, because people don't read poetry journals. The $1 billion poem is not going to be found, at least not at first. Later iterations of it maybe, but the first version of that poem that's public facing is not going to be in a journal. It has to be in a place where people can find it that are not poets. Like the platinum single is listened to by people who know nothing about music. The $100 million painting is seen by people at a museum who know nothing about art. So it's got to be something that is able to be reached by a critical mass of people.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a really good point, because I think about, like, when we're thinking about pushing our work, a lot of times we're thinking about the mechanics of pushing our work through other poets that like our work and are willing to push our work out places. I'm like, there are a lot of poets there are a lot more people that drink water. And because there's a lot more people that drink water, if you can be like, the thing that I'm not trying to appeal to poets. I'm trying to appeal to people that drink water. Like if I can appeal to people that drink, if I can appeal to people that just wear shirts. Okay, you don't have to be a poet to find my work. You have to be a person that purchases a shirt. Like now you've opened yourself up to a much wider market and a much wider breadth. So it's like, yeah, I definitely see that there, which is also, I mean, I think it's like that's a good mechanic for really everybody's work, to be seeking after not a whole bunch of poets that just will like your work, being able to look at what the core audience for what your work is doing is, and being able to reach out to them. But yeah.
In any industry, this isn't about poets. This is about whatever you're doing. It doesn't even have to be about art. It's like whatever the thing is that you're interested in. You know, it could be like, maybe you're like you're a boat maker or something like that. You know, it's the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
At the same,
I'm boat maker.
it's like,
That's right.
hey, they have it. It's like, it could be Mason, like it could be whatever the things, but I think the challenge of it is that not only does it have to be like disruptive and findable, but it's also going to have to be something that is accessible and legible to the person who encounters it. So yeah, it's like the poem, the $1 billion poem, is going to be something that can be understood by that same critical mass of people. Not necessarily understood correctly. It can be misinterpreted, but it still has to be interpreted in some way.
Yeah.
Because if it's just like something that's like, if it's too unexpected, like if it's like, I'll go back to Banksy. Like if he starts off just with like really abstract art, it's not going to work. Like the art he has to do has to be something that people see it and they recognize, oh, this is a person. Oh, this is a child. Oh, this is, you can't push too far